Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. So just a few minutes ago I was driving down the street on my way home and I saw a lawnmower and a whippersnipper on the side of the road. Initially, I'll admit, I drove straight past, but I thought to myself, this never happens to me. Someone's giving these away for free. So I turned around and I went back and I picked them up. Now, when I got up closer, I could see that the whippersnipper was actually a Makita whippersnipper and the lawnmower actually has a Briggs & Stratton engine on it. And I thought, you know what, look at this. But I looked a little bit closer and I could see that the handle was actually missing a bolt to hold the handle together. And I thought, surely not. Surely this is not all that's wrong with this lawnmower. And I also thought to myself, what's the chance? They're throwing out both the lawnmower and the whippersnipper at the same time. I wonder if they've both really failed at the same time. So let's get these out of the car and let's see if these will actually run. So then let's look a bit closer at what we've actually got here. We've got a Masport lawnmower with, as I said, a Briggs & Stratton 190cc engine. It's clearly a 4-stroke. If you've watched some of my videos previously, you'll know that I'm a 2-stroke kind of guy and I do love my Victor 2-stroke. But who's going to say no to a free mower? Clearly this is the oil here. Careful not to get any dirt in there. Well, clearly it's got a bit of oil in there. So that doesn't seem to be a problem. And coming around here, let's have a look at this whippersnipper. So, as I said, we've got a Makita whippersnipper. As you can probably guess, I am also a 2-stroke kind of guy on the whippersnipper. And looking at this, I would suggest that this is actually a 4-stroke whippersnipper as well. Because you've got a fuel over on this side and a spot for the oil on this side. Let's just have a look in there. I'm going to assume it's got some sort of a indication level. Oh, we can see it's 100% full of oil there. I mean, I'll have to do a little bit of looking and research. Perhaps that's overfilled with oil. I do not know. So, why don't we get you in the stand, and just for shits and giggles, let's see if we can start these up. Alright, so just looking at this, clearly this is the choke here, and we've got a primer bulb. So let's just give the primer bulb a couple of pumps. Alright, so it's clearly got fuel in there. And I'm going to take a guess that that is the choke position. And then up here we've clearly got the kill switch. It says stop in this direction, so, oh yeah. Alright, so let's give it a pull. Let's see what happens. It's like, you're kidding me. This thing runs. Ah, but it doesn't when it starts. So it starts and runs, but it won't come up. Alright folks, I can't believe that. I just picked this whippersnipper off the street and it just started first pull. As you can see, once I took it off of choke and went to give it a little bit of revs, it does sound like it's sucking a little bit of air into the carburetor. Now, let's have a closer look at that in a little bit, but let's first have a look at the lawnmower. Let's see if the lawnmower is going to start first pull. What do you guys think? Do you think these guys have just ditched it because of that one bolt missing from the handle? I don't know. You tell me below. But let's see anyway. Alright, so not having had one of these lawnmowers before, I don't really know, but I'm going to guess this is a primer bulb here. So let's just give that, I don't know, 4 or 5 pushes. And then let's come around. We'll put the throttle up. I'm going to assume that it automatically switches off. And I'm just going to pull the handle. Not even going to put you in the stand. Let's see what it does. I don't know. Like, you are kidding me. Well, there you go. The lawnmower runs as well. So all we've got to do is find a bolt for that handle that's missing there. And we've got a good lawnmower. We can get into that straight away. And we've got to work out why that carburetor is sucking air on that whippersnipper. So I'm just looking closer in at the carburetor on the whippersnipper. I mean, it all looks really clean, far cleaner than my equipment. And I can just see here, I'm going to assume you've got two hoses. I'm going to assume the black line is actually the fuel going to the carburetor, and this clear one is the fuel return. I'm assuming that is, so when you pump the primer, you can actually see that the fuel goes back through into the fuel tank when there's enough fuel in the carburetor. And if we just look in here, I'll just move that return line out of the way, we can see that the fuel line's actually split on the inlet. Now I'm going to hazard a guess that that's the sole problem with this whippersnipper. It's sucking air through that little crack and is causing it not to rev up easily off of idle. So I don't have any fuel line on me, but let's go buy some fuel line, and then we'll come back and we'll try to fix the whippersnipper, fuel problem, as well as the minor mechanical problem with that lawnmower. Okay folks, so it's been a couple of weeks since I picked up this lawnmower and whippersnipper off the side of the road. As you saw, they both started first pull, but had a couple of issues. So I didn't want to lash out too much, ordered a $3 knob and bolt for the lawnmower. We'll get that fitted up and get the lawnmower 100% fixed. And I must confess, I actually haven't purchased any fuel line for the Makita whippersnipper. But let's see if we can anyway get that Makita whippersnipper fixed with that issue with it not coming off idle. Let's see if we can get it fixed for free. So as we saw earlier, this lawnmower started on the second pull, picked up off the side of the road, not bad. And we've got our $3 knob here and bolt. So let's put that in there. There you go, and let's just see if it will start like it did last time. It's a bit like I said, it's been a couple of weeks. We already know it's got oil in it from last time. We'll prime it up. Or we'll give it, say, let's give it 5 pushes. And let's give it a pull. So there we go folks, a lawnmower picked up off the side of the road. All it took to fix was genuinely a $3 knob out of China, which took a couple of weeks to come, and we've got a fantastic lawnmower. I might even give it a bit of a clean. But before we do that, let's get into the whippersnipper. So as you saw earlier, I think the problem with this whippersnipper is that the carburetor is sucking air, and it's all due to that split right there in the inlet fuel line. So what I'm going to try to do to fix this whippersnipper completely 100% for free, I'm going to pull that line off. Hopefully there's enough slack, which I can then cut the split end off and use the same fuel line. There we go. So I was just struggling a little bit to push that inlet fuel line onto the barb. So let's just get some hot water and heat that hose up for a little bit and then see if that softens it enough so that we can actually push it onto the barb. All right, so as you can see, I managed to just push that hose on all the way there, just with those little pliers. And now we're good to go. Let's start this up and see if it'll come off idle. So we primed the fuel up. I think this is probably the full choke position. So let's give it a pull. So there you go, folks. All that was wrong with this whippersnipper, this Makita whippersnipper, was that fuel line. As you can see there, it's revving up perfectly now. So I did notice that the whippersnipper is missing the trimmer line. So let's get that apart and let's get some new trimmer line in there. So the whippersnipper is 100% good to go. So just looking at this, folks, there's clearly trimmer line still in it, but if you have a look at this, whoever has wound this on has wound the trimmer line in opposite directions. There's no way it's going to feed out evenly. So let's get this off and we'll rewind the trimmer correctly. All right, so clearly on the back we can read here, we can see the left hand side, must be this side, needs to go this way, and right hand side needs to go the other way. So let's get that wound up. So there you go, folks. That's me fixing up the lawnmower and the whippersnipper, which I picked up off of the side of the road for free. I really can't believe some of the things that people throw out, because it was only $3, as you saw, to fix the lawnmower, and a little bit of my time to fix the whippersnipper. In the future, if you'd like to see videos like this and other things, I'm into all things small engines, large engines, fixing things around the home. If you'd like to see those, do feel free to subscribe to the channel. And if you've liked this video, do like this video. Until next time, have a good evening.